Hello, my dear friends. Let's start with the chapter 1 now, the energetic dimensional shift. The rising of vibrational frequency that we are currently experiencing is purely a natural phenomenon. We have experienced it a few times before on planet Earth. We do not realize it because it happens in cycles that are hundreds of thousands of years long. The phenomenon itself is known in many cultures, religions, and others around the world. The following is just a brief listing of some of the writings and other knowledge bases that refer to the imminent dimensional shift that we are in the process of experiencing. The scriptures of India refer to this as a change of yuga. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi refers to this as heaven on earth. The Bible refers to it as the apocalypse, the Armageddon, and the end times, followed by 1,000 years of peace. Similarly, the references to the second coming of Christ refers to the shift. The Mayan civilization of South America called it the end of time. Edgar Sayce, the most documented psychic of all times, called it the start of the new root race. In astrological terms, it is known as the dawning of the age of Aquarius. In popular terms, it is known as the start of the new age. Once again, we can go on with several other references and names, but the key is the realization that this is not something unexpected that is happening. It only seems unusual because it has not happened in our recorded history. Time is not a constant. The definition of time is not fixed. It is dependent on the etheric universal frequency in the background. As planet Earth moves into another part of the universe, with the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the universal background etheric frequency increases. And time speeds up. That means things start happening faster. For thousands of years, the basic resonance frequency of the planet Earth, known as the Schumann resonance, was 7.8 Hz. We can look at it as the basic heartbeat of the Earth. For our recorded history, this heartbeat of the Earth was considered a constant. Hence, most US military communications are built around this frequency of 7.8 Hz. Starting 1983, planet Earth started vibrating faster and faster. As of writing this in 2006, the resonance frequency is over 11 Hz. By the time planet Earth completes its shift to the fourth dimension in December 2012, the basic resonance frequency is expected to be about 13 Hz. That means in the year 2013, the world will be vibrating at least 50% faster than it was in the year 1983. Why do we not feel this change? The question often asked is, why we do not feel this change? The answer is simple, because we only feel things in relationship to other things. Since everything around us is moving faster, relatively nothing changes. Take an example of people riding in an airplane. Let us say all the window shades are down and one can't look outside. All one sees is the inside of the plane. Now, whether the plane is flying at 200 miles per hour or At 500 miles per hour, the people inside the plane cannot tell the difference. All they notice is the inside of the plane and everything is still the same. Similarly, consider the fact that our Earth is rotating constantly at about 1000 miles per hour. Yet, we feel everything is at a standstill, since relatively nothing changes. So, whether Earth rotates at 200 miles per hour, 1000 miles per hour, or 1500 miles per hour, we will not notice any difference. As everything moves faster, our watches and clocks also move faster, and they still show the day as 24 hours long. However, the same rotation of the Earth took only 16 hours in 1983 time. The warping of time and space. Both time and space are not linear or fixed in the universe. They can be manipulated. It is by creating time warps that spaceships from other civilizations are able to do interplanetary travel and cover thousands of light years in a very short time. The Mayan calendar. The ancient Mayan civilization of South America was extremely good at working with time. Thousands of years ago, they could compute events that would happen in the future with great accuracy. But all their computations stopped in December 2012. They were not able to predict anything in the year 2013 or beyond. So they called it the end of time. The reason the Mayans couldn't work with time beyond 2012 is that the definition of time changes with the dimensional shift, and their computational methods did not take that into account. End of time implies the end of the world. It is only symbolically true that the lower world, as we know it today, will end, and a higher world will evolve. There will be no mass physical destruction on planet Earth. Remote viewing. Remote viewing is a scientific term for a person in an altered state of consciousness to go across time or space and be present in a particular location at a particular time. Although the yogis of India have practiced this technique for ages, everyone is capable of it. In the USA, there are schools where anyone can go to learn these techniques. For example, if you were capable of doing remote viewing, you could be physically in New York, but you could remote view your parents' house in New Delhi. You will be able to know exactly what is happening there, just as if you were physically present. You could also go back in time and see what happened yesterday or 6 months ago. Similarly, you can go forward in time. About 50 years ago, the scientific world discovered remote viewing and started using it. It was being used by a lot of intelligence agencies for spying on each other. Would it not be nice if the Americans could visit the secret bases of the Soviets that the Soviets even denied existed? Of course, the Soviets could do the same to the Americans. And space agencies like NASA surely wanted to remote view the surface of the moon before going there physically. Experienced remote viewers can easily transcend both time and space. They are even able to go forward in time. But Whenever remote viewers try to go to the year 2013 or beyond, it just doesn't work. Once again, because the frequency has changed in 2013, our current thoughts are unable to align with the new frequencies. That is why remote viewing doesn't work for 2013 and beyond. The photon belt, the planet Earth, is in the process of entering and passing through an area of finer energies known as the photon belt. It takes Earth 2000 years to go through the photon belt. For the first off, or the first 1000 years, Earth keeps increasing its vibrations. The Bible references. When the Bible refers to end times, it is referring to the time that we are in right now, in which there is a battle going on between the forces of light and the forces of darkness. The battle itself is referred to as Armageddon. The rule of the dark forces is coming to an end, so for them it is end time. The apocalypse refers to the previous shifts, when everything including life forms on the surface of Earth was destroyed. Fortunately for us, this is not going to happen this time as we go through the shift. The reference to 1000 years of peace refers to the first 1000 years of Earth's passing through the photon belt. Further chapters in this book will explain this. The reference to the second coming of Christ is related to the changes that take place in and further activations of our DNA. This will be covered when we discuss the DNA changes later on. Why is this shift unusual? Although planet Earth has undergone this shift a number of times before, this one is unusual. In every other shift in the past, there was total destruction of life on the surface of Earth. After the shift, it took several thousands or hundreds of thousands of years before life started again at a higher level. This is the first time that we are going through the shift with no major destruction of life on the surface of the Earth. And those making the transition will do so in their current physical bodies. From a cosmic point of view, this is an experiment that has never been tried before. As a result, many other civilizations are here, both watching and helping us through the shift. Help from higher civilizations. Since this shift is so unusual, there are a number of civilizations that are watching us carefully to make sure we go through it successfully. They are generally staying invisible in their spacecrafts since the general public is not ready to accept them right now. Once we have made the transition to the fourth dimension and we start accepting these higher life forms as friendly, they will not only become visible to us, but also help us with a lot of their advanced technologies to transform planet Earth into a beautiful place to live. Why are these other civilizations helping us? Ultimately, everything in the universe is connected, and each part affects the other. Except for planet Earth, every other civilization in our part of the universe is at a higher frequency and continues to move up. Our low frequency affects the overall progress of this part of the universe. Imagine that there is a lot of traffic on a highway. Every car is moving at a fast speed. Only one car moves very slowly does it affect all the other cars? Most probably, it will cause a number of accidents. However, if the slow car moves fast too, then the chances are good that the traffic will flow smoothly and there will be few accidents if any. So it is in the interest of all the cars that the slow car moves faster. Similarly, it is in the interest of these higher civilizations that we make the shift to become a higher civilization. So, where are we now? As described in the introduction, the human animal is almost barbaric in its behavior. By the universal standards of behavior evaluation. On a scale of 1 to 100, where 1 is the lowest and 100 the highest, currently mankind is probably at about 3. That may be because we only utilize about 3% of our DNA currently. More on this in a later chapter. What makes us so barbaric? This behavior is based on the fact that our society, like all low-level societies, operates on fear and control. For centuries, we have been divided and we see ourselves as different from the other person. In addition, we are taught to stay away from others since others may hurt us. This automatically creates fear. Then we try to control or limit that fear by trying to control others. If I can control you, then I feel much less threatened by you. If not, then you may be a major threat to me. To control you, I need you to obey me. If you fail to do so, how can I control you? To forcibly impose control, I will need to punish you for disobeying me. So, we use all kinds of punishment. The most severe form of this is to kill you, and that is what makes us so barbaric in our current third dimension. What makes us better after the shift? Once we complete our transformation, we start acting like other higher civilizations. These societies operate on unconditional love. Instead of seeing others as separate, you start seeing them as a part of yourself. You realize the oneness of the universe. Are you ever afraid of yourself? No. And similarly, you are never afraid of others when you operate from unconditional love, since you consider them as a part of you. The Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation, which has existed for millions of years, is like the United Nations of the universe. Many advanced civilizations are members of it. To date, Earth and mankind are considered as being such a low-level organization, almost a barbaric tribe, that we haven't even been invited for membership in the Galactic Federation. As an analogy, consider our world. We still have many backwards, barbaric tribes on Earth that mainly stay cut off from the rest of society. There may even be cannibals killing their own tribe members. None of these tribes are invited to join our United Nations. However, as some of these tribal groups have advanced, become more civilized, set up a system of governance and laws, and have joined the world community of civilized nations, they have been asked to join the United Nations as member states. Similarly, once we become a better society after our move to the fourth dimension, we are going to be invited to become a new member of the Galactic Federation. Because of this imminent membership in the Galactic Federation, many members of the Galactic Federation are currently watching us and helping us go through the shift. They are looking forward to a new member joining them soon. Our main goal, the good life. Our main goal at this time is to go through the shift ourselves and to help as many others as we possibly can to make it through the shift. However, help can only be provided to those who seek that help using their own free will. The following pages give you information about how good life will be in the fourth dimension and how you can ease your transition through the shift. Thank you. This is the end of the chapter 1.